Hey everybody, welcome back to H4G Gaiden. I'm Tony.
And I'm John.
And H4G Gaiden is our sideshow where we talk about gaming topics, gaming news, life in general. Generally don't see us on screen because we just want to chat.
Just some gaming banter.
That's exactly right. So John brought up a topic the other day regarding unintended and unexpected gaming experiences. And the way that he described this to me was sort of with like B movies that are so bad that they're good.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you and some friends will just sit back and, you'll have bought some VHS tapes at the Salvation Army or something like that. You throw a couple of them in, and you have a couple of laughs, but every once in a while, one of them is so just completely out there.
Yeah.
That it breaks through to the other side, and you just fall in love with how insane it is. And you never expected it at all. And have you had any gaming experiences like that? Where it wasn't expected and it wasn't really intended by the developer, but that was the part you fell in love with.
Yeah, exactly. So, first question to you guys is, were there any games that were so horribly bad that they broke through to the other side? Now, that would be a really interesting question because I don't even know if I know of any games personally that did that, but B movies or like midnight movie games.
Well, I know there are the Japanese, what is it, the Kusoge?
Yeah, like the shit games.
Yeah, those are sort of like that, but a lot of those are like kind of by intent.
Yes.
Like
Cho Aniki, for example.
Yeah, the Aniki series and that Saint game we played.
Yes.
There were a lot of laughs because of just like how low effort some parts of it were.
And I don't think they intended for that to be hilarious like the Aniki series.
Their intent was to be lazy.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that kind of came close to that level, but maybe wasn't quite there. So let us know in the comments below if there are any games that satisfy that category for you guys. But it doesn't necessarily have to be so bad that it's good either. John, you had done a stream a bit back where it was like Mario Party, but it was Drunken Mario Party.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the way it was supposed to be played, but can you tell us a little bit about that?
So this is usually a drinking game. My favorite one to do this with is Mario Party 2, which I just bought a copy of. What you do is you select one human player, 3 easy CPU, and then as soon as you're in the game, you press start and you change them to all 4 easy CPU. And they are so incompetent. It's like they're trying to lose, but all 4 of them are trying to lose. Kind of like the softball episode of South Park. No one actually wants to win.
Yeah.
And you choose a team, and if your team loses, you take a drink. So you'll be like Luigi or Peach or something like that. And it's like you just yelling at the screen as like your character is actively trying to lose. Or like there are times where all 4 will lose because they're so bad at it. And it's incredibly entertaining, and it's a great party game because you don't need, you need one controller, and then like 35 people could play.
Yeah, because you just choose teams.
Yeah, the more people that you get, the better, because like everybody starts to break off and like going like, yeah, of course Peach won, blah, blah, blah. She's just bribing everybody. All of her vast riches, and you get all this amazing interaction, and it isn't at all what the developers ever expected.
Part of the bourgeoisie. We need to seize the means of production, John.
That's that damn Peach.
That's
One day, the proletariat something.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, perfect example of a way to utilize a game. Not necessarily enjoying the game for what it is and it's so bad that it's good, but utilizing a game in a way that's completely unintended by the developers for something totally new. Wasn't that called like Drunkio Party or something like that?
The term I had been told originally is not a word I would want to use and still monetize. Let's just say it was a little rude to the developmentally disabled.
Okay.
But I called it the Drunkio Party or Super Mario Drinking Party. or Mario Drinking Party, and any of those really work once you explain it. But yeah, the other one,
it's apt but inappropriate.
Yeah, Google's too good at figuring out what you're actually saying in these videos now, so I don't want to say it because they'll be like, ooh, we're not pushing that video.
I think another good example of this, but happening in development, was with Grand Theft Auto. Originally, they had a game, and you were penalized for running over pedestrians, right?
I thought it was like a racing thing.
It was like a cops versus robbers sort of thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And basically, they were like, oh, well, this kind of stinks. So they were like, okay, well, what if, because this is somewhat boring, we kind of reward you for running over.
Well, I think it was some of the playtesters found it really fun to see who could stay away from the police longer. And then after a while, they're like, man, they're really getting into that.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a game to be had here.
Yeah, exactly. So essentially they were like, our game is kind of boring, but you know what? You're not really supposed to be running over pedestrians. Like, you get penalized, but then it's just so much fun to do so. So why don't we make the game that? You know what I mean? So it's like the developers realized the way the game wasn't supposed to be played, and that became the game.
So
right?
that's a perfect example of emergent gameplay during development, steering development. But for the most part, I am interested in emergent gameplay happening after the game comes out.
Well, I'm sorry I'm off topic, John.
No, but that is a good example.
John,
that's a perfect
nothing's
example.
ever good enough for you. I think another good example would be what we do with beta questing, right? Where it's like you put on the levitation code and you just...
and you go check shit out.
You go check everything out. You know what I mean? It wasn't the way that it was intended to be played, but it is a way that people love to see because obviously those videos give us the most views, right?
There's also that person who takes pictures at the ends of maps by
boundary break.
Yeah, boundary breaking. Yeah, and that's really cool. Some of the shots they've gotten are really, really cool looking.
And it gives a lot of insight as to how the game was put together and created without having to understand the code. So let us know in the comments below what your favorite examples of this sort of unintended gameplay experience is or are in your own life, right? And if it's something that we're really interested in, maybe we'll stream it or do a video of it or something like that.
And especially so bad it's good games.
Yeah, especially if you can find those because we're particularly interested in them. But yeah, just let us know in the comments below because we're definitely interested. I'd like to get a good conversation started about that because it just kind of piqued our interest and we'll kind of see where the conversation goes from here.
If you feel that our idea about this gaming concept is a little scatterbrained, that's because it is. So please leave a comment in our comment section.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody, thank you so much for watching and listening. We certainly appreciate it. Feel free to leave us a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time.
They got to ring the bell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then you have to make sure that it's the full way, not the half bell.
Oh, God. YouTube.
Used to just be called the subscribe button, but yeah.
Yep, it's a mess.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like and a share, and we will see you guys next time.